Greetings and welcome back to the newest episode of the Rice Crypto Show. Today, I am once again joined by Patrick Hakim, and we're going to be talking about everything that's going to be happening at this year's 2023 Silver Symposium happening in Las Vegas, Nevada, this coming Friday, the 29th of September through Sunday, October the 1st. Find out who's going to be speaking, what influencers are going to be there, all the happenings, how you can get a free ounce of silver by being a live attendee. Now, if you have not gotten your ticket yet, I will have a referral link in the video description and the pinned comment to get you a 10% discount and a way to support Rice TVX, or you can simply use the code RICETV at checkout. All right, ladies and gentlemen, joining me on today's show is a returning guest. I am joined by my friend Patrick Hakim, and today we're going to be talking about an event that I am going to be at this coming weekend. It's going to be this Friday. That is the 29th of September through Sunday, October the 1st, and that is going to be the Silver Symposium. Patrick was on about a month and a half ago on the channel, and we talked about that. I'll have a link down below for that particular video, and I'll do a quick screen share, and everything that I'm going to be sharing on today's video will be linked in the video description as well. Patrick, welcome back to the show, my friend. How's it going?
Man, I'm doing so good. Just getting excited. I can't believe I leave in 2 days to go start setting up for this event, and everything is lining up like really nicely. Everything is going smooth. I'm really happy. I'm just excited to keep going forward.
Well, I'll have a link down below for this one. This is like the first conversation we had, and I said that I wanted to bring you on before the event so that we could update everybody as to what's going to be happening at the Silver Symposium. So the one thing I do want to let people know is if you guys have not gotten tickets, I have a link down below for my affiliate referral link. It would support the channel and give you a 10% discount. So definitely take advantage of that. Again, that'll be in the video description. And if I can navigate through my program here, I'll throw up this nice little graphic that Mr. Patrick made here. You can also just register with the promo code RICETV, and that gives you 10% discount. And again, it does support the channel. So happening in 4 days. You get there Wednesday. I get there Thursday night. I'll be at the events on Friday and Saturday. I'm also going to be attending the NFT XLV as well. So I'm trying to split my time on Saturday and Sunday between the two. And I guess I'll be spending more time Sunday at the crypto event with the NFT LV, but definitely looking forward to the Silver Symposium. We got a little bit of a change in lineup since we talked last, which we'll get into the lineup. But Patrick, for anybody who is unfamiliar with what's going to be happening with the Silver Symposium happening this September 29th through October the 1st, what can people expect? And I'll kind of scroll through the website as you're talking about that.
Yeah, so some of the major things that we can mention, especially since our last update, is we've added a Zoom feature as well. So for those who really wanted to be part of what's happening, this event has really been transforming as it's been going. We're kind of building the plane as we fly it, so to speak, because the reality is a lot of people right now don't feel like they can travel to Vegas, or maybe the expenses of travel is too much and just makes it cost prohibitive. So we've added a little bit of expense to the show to be able to make it so that we have the option of recording and live streaming the event. So the event will be available for live stream through a Zoom option on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And it is available as a ticket as well. So I think it's like $60. You can get the Zoom ticket, and for like an extra $20, I forget exactly what the prices are, you get the round of silver as well shipped to you. So it's like an extra $20. You could still get the silver round shipped to you. So
does the discount code work for the Zoom for the people that do like a, or do you know?
I don't believe so. I don't believe it was coded in. No,
I don't want people to think that if they use Rice TV, they're going to get 10% off. I just want to make sure we clarify that before people try to use it.
Yeah, I'm not really sure about that. I can double check for you, Chris, and ask a quick question. But yeah,
but if it's 10%, we're just talking like $6 off. And if you're going to get an ounce of silver mailed to you, let's just leave it alone. It's $60 if that's the cost. No discount, but there is a discount if you want to come in person. If you live in the Vegas area, You might have seen the video that I did with Patrick before. You might be already prepared to come. I'm excited about a particular guest, which we'll get into because it's going to be my first time meeting somebody who I've interviewed 3 times, and hopefully I get to do an in-person interview with that fellow as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be it's shaping up to be quite the event. For you guys that don't know, the history was before it was the Silver Symposium, because the idea was to feature the junior miners and what they're doing in the space and what's really happening with the silver industry. And while that has become still a big, important thing we want to discuss, the idea of investing and hedging against inflation can no longer be just a discussion along these precious metals. You have to start including these other discussions like, what about Bitcoin? How does Bitcoin and the idea of holding Bitcoin marry with the ideas of precious metals? And we have so much in common to the point where we just got a lot of other people involved here from the cryptocurrency space, like people from, Simple Mining. We've got Coin Trading Company who are going to help you come and figure out how to acquire your Bitcoin. We're going to do workshops on how to own your cryptocurrency at the Ballet Workshop with the economic preppers. We've got G. Edward Griffin. Guys, huge deal. Like, I've been working really hard to get that to happen because he's a big mentor of mine, and I just worked my butt off and we got him. So the good news is he'll be coming and sharing his ideas with us and giving his perspective as to what's Bitcoin got to do with what he sees happening in the space. And it'll just be a fun time to have a discussion with an OG. So don't forget, if you haven't signed up for it, Bitcoin and Brews, we got Ballet to sponsor that. So that'll end up being a much more reasonable cost. We were able to shave off $30 off of that cost. You're going to have lots of people there like Bitcoin Ben, who is now coming. Really super honored that we get to have Bitcoin Ben coming, because without Bitcoin Ben, I wouldn't be here. And I can really honest to God say that, because Bitcoin Ben put on the first group, and the first time I ever got an opportunity to meet up in person with someone who thought like me, maybe a little bit different, right? But Ben was right on the money, and he brought together people like Dylan and Jeff and yourself, who just became part of my magical internet family, as Lisa likes to call it. So Ben it's so special for me that Ben is there, because he's
I'm glad. I found out from Lisa because I found out you told me that Lisa was going to be there, and then I was talking with Lisa.
Ben is that's going to sound really weird to say it, but my Bitcoin godfather, I guess. Okay. You know what I mean? He's the guy that helped me get out of my comfort zone from just being a Bitcoin nerd and miner to, man, brother, you got a lot to share. You should do this. You should do this. And to have Ben come sit in the stands at one of my events is going to be just such an honor. I'll just say that. So I'm really excited to have him and other people like him coming. You got Travis, Economic Ninja. You've got Joe Brown from Heresy Financial, Jack Gamble from Nobody Special. You've got the UE from Astoria, Simon. Lots of people coming. It's just crazy. Tons of people representing the silver industry. Elias Ahonen, who literally wrote the book on physical collectible cryptocurrencies, which for you guys who know, we just
hold that up again. Very cool. That's a big book. That's a big book.
Was remember back in the day when we would talk about the physical cryptocurrency and the big collectibles,
like the Cassius coins or whatever they call them.
Yeah, Cassius coins. So these are these are some of the oldest things from 2013. As this one, it was a series 2 with half a Bitcoin loaded on it. And this guy, Elias, literally wrote the book on it and is making a StockPulse edition of this book that we'll be getting at the event. So that's really super exciting, of course. And then we got the Economic Preppers, who we just released our own book on Amazon, the Economic Preppers Handbook. And we just got Amazon #1 bestseller. So that was pretty awesome, too. It's just been a lot of stuff happening.
I didn't even think about pulling a link up for that book, but I'll put a link for the book in the video description.
Just search it on Amazon, guys. The Economic Preppers Handbook. It's super easy. You can get the $1 Kindle version, I think, and it's $15. But we'll have them at the event, so there'll be some printed out at the event. Chris Taylor, of course, will be there. Your favorite, nobody else, Chris Rice. Yeah, Jesse. Jesse is from Financial Preppers, so we're learning a lot about what we did right on this event, but we're also learning a lot about how we could do things better next time. And, the reality is this is something we're learning as we do it, what we're bringing to the table and what's really value added. And I think there's going to be a lot of opportunity for people to engage, not just hearing great things, but we left a lot of strategically open time for you to walk around and learn, mingle with your favorite influencer. I left their calendars open so they could be there with you guys. And even at the meet and greet, there'll be tons of opportunities. So show up if you guys have the opportunity. And if you don't, go ahead and get the Zoom link if you'd like to participate. There'll be ability to, on Twitter or X, you'll be able to go in and tag us. If you tag me and at Patrick Hakim 21M, you'll be able to get your questions entered. And if we ask one of your questions on stage during one of the Q&As, then we will actually enter you into a raffle, which you could win an autographed version of.
Let me see if this works.
Creature of Jekyll Island.
Fly.
The promo code. Yeah, might as well check because I honestly don't know the answer to that, Chris. I'm really
I figured while I was
just
here,
didn't want to give an answer that I wasn't sure about.
Figured while I was here, it would show.
It is. It's showing. Look, it is.
Yeah, showing a $5.80. No, actually, it doesn't look like there's a discount. It's applying on everything else but the Zoom. So you were correct with that.
Okay, that makes sense.
So the Zoom price stayed the same, but you can see where these get marked off. So the in-person, you can get 10% off with code RICETV, but you cannot get a discount with the Zoom version. But you can get all this from the register page on the silversymposium.com. And again, this will be linked down below in the video description. So whether you want to buy a ticket for in-person and get that 10% discount with Rice TV, or you just want to purchase where you can watch it virtually from home, either way would be great. Now, I'm going to have a link down below for StockPulse.com, the Twitter account. I don't like to call it X, so I call it Twitter account. I'm going to have a link for the StockPulse YouTube channel. And then
actually, SatPulse now is what I'm doing. So if you
I got both. I got both of them. You see this right here?
Have you ever been there yet?
I'm here right now. Do you see it?
No. Go to satpulse.io. I just launched that last week. Yeah, satpulse.io. I was tired of everyone valuing everything in dollars, so I started valuing everything in Satoshic value. So you're gonna see Bitcoin.
Satoshic?
Yeah, I just roll with it, bro. It's really
Satoshic. I went Satoshi value, but okay.
Yeah,
it's taking forever to load here. I don't know why.
Your internet sucks.
It might be the fact that I'm running a stream here, but it shouldn't be this slow.
No, man, it's all good. But everything there from like silver and gold is going to be valued in Satoshic value. So you can look at the price of lumber. You can look at the price of wheat. You can look at the price of the average price of a home. So the idea here is really taking the Bitcoin narrative forward, like really hardcore, because I don't think in dollars anymore. When I start valuing things, I think in sats, and I want to save up for my next home in sats. And so that's what we're bringing here to the Silver Symposium, is this idea that with Bitcoin, things are going to be different. We live in a digital world.
Double check on your end that the site's loading.
Let me check.
And then at the same time, I will take this off of the screen share and just have us on screen for a moment so it doesn't focus on that. I'm really excited about Mr. G. Edward Griffin. Again, I've interviewed him 3 times. Haven't had a chance to meet him in person. He's 92 years old. I contacted his team about doing an interview. If I don't hear anything back, I'm going to call his office tomorrow and try to confirm. I know he's not going to be in town for long. If I can't do an in-person interview, it's cool. I'll end up trying to just schedule something outright. But at least I'll get an opportunity to meet him and get a picture, because he's 92. Like I was telling his assistant, it's not like I'm going to have a lot of opportunities to do an in-person interview with him. And if I was him, being that he's 92, he's on oxygen. It's at some point I would think he would like to retire and enjoy life.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many times we will get to see him ever again, in conferences, but it's going to be amazing. I just know for certain that this guy is like an OG, and I'm just honored that he's coming. And he'd even tell you on the interview we did together that the only reason he's coming is he said I was very persistent. And it's true, I was. Like, I kept telling him over and over how many young people have no idea about what happened at Jekyll Island. Like, we're just learning this a few years ago. I only heard about it because of Bitcoin Ben.
Oh, I had no idea. Just reminded me, I got to travel with the book too, it's a big book. It's a big, thick book, but I want to have to travel with it so I can get it autographed.
Too bad, bro. Just, I'm going to put mine in a case I'm gonna laminate it and like put it in a frame. He's gonna sign it.
Oh, I haven't shown you this, but I'm going to be showing Mr. G, and I'm going to get him to sign this. But when I was at Bitcoin 23, there's somebody that's putting out these kind of like collectible trading cards for different people, like in the monetary history that have like done things to educate people, help people, and just like been like revolutionaries. And G. Edward
I
would be
have
in that
some.
category. So this is a G. Edward Griffin card.
Oh, I never saw that one. That's not the line I thought you were talking about.
This is at Bitcoin 23. I can't remember the name of the company. I have their card.
How many of those do you have?
That this is just one.
Can I have it?
One. No way, man.
Okay, okay. Hey.
So
Listen.
I asked the same thing. I said, "Can I have that?" I was at because I was like, "I'll buy it. What do you want for it?" And they're like, I told them I was like, "I've interviewed Mr. G 3 times," and I said I actually just interviewed him like 2 weeks ago, and I pulled up my YouTube channel and I showed them where I'd interviewed him, and they're like, they just gave it to me. So,
well,
isn't that cool?
Chris, I've never really asked you for anything in my life, and
if anything, I would give it to Mr. G.
I mean, do you think that maybe you can at least put me as like first on deck to consider purchasing it if you're ever going to sell it? Can I just have like first right of refusal?
Well, I'd like to get Mr. G's signature on it.
You won't even say yes to that. That sucks. Dang it.
I'm not saying no.
I know, I hear that, but I'm
putting on my reading glasses so I can tell you the name of the company. I'll think about it. How's that?
I like that answer. No, man. I mean, I'm just really excited. It's going to be
what is
really
the name
cool
of this
to have
company?
him there.
I have their card somewhere, but they didn't do a really good job of branding on this little card as far as the name of their company. But they did a bunch of trading cards. I'm going to be interviewing the guy that did it. So I have a stack of business cards, and I don't think I will be able to figure out who it was that quickly. Yeah, no, I can't. I don't know where it's at. Anyways, I'll let people know because I'll end up interviewing this guy. I'll bring the card. I'll show it to you, and I'll put it inside of my book, The Creature from Jekyll Island. And I'm looking forward to seeing Ninja. I met him at Mark Moss's one of his financial disruptors events. I'm not sure if you were
market disruptors.
Yeah, market disruptors. I'm not sure if you were at that or not. And then I haven't met Joseph Brown. I think he was at that event with Mark Moss, but I haven't met him, so I'd like to meet him. And eventually,
he's a real smart cat. I
want to collaborate with these guys. Ultimately, I mean, Ninja said he was cool with collaborating, but Ninja doesn't respond to me on Twitter.
Ninja doesn't respond anytime at all. He's so busy. That guy.
I was trying to get him.
Getting him on like this event, I've started to realize his life, because just as we've been getting ready for this event, I've had to talk to him more and more. And then in between him and I talking, he does a live stream, and then he'll call someone, and then someone says they talk to him. I don't know how he does everything he does with the hours he has in the day. This guy is really insane the way he does business. He's just got a different level of energy. I can't keep up with him. That's just the truth. So I don't know how he responds to anybody.
That's crazy.
His level of work.
He seems to travel. He seems to travel a lot.
Yeah, he's always hustling. Like, the last thing this guy does is slow down. I don't know how he does what he does. Honestly, the more I get closer to you influencers, and that's one of the things we're going to be having at this event, is an influencers, panel to talk about the shows and what you guys have been doing and how you've been learning and what advice you have for people like us who are starting out doing shows to, teach us the ropes. There's going to be a lot of younger influencers there as well who are, selling media passes and have gotten a lot of great attention as well. So we're excited to have some of these other people come as well to this event. But with you guys, how you do your YouTube game, it's just not something I enjoy very much. It's a lot of work. It's really just a ton of work, and you got to stay on top of everything. And then you have to make sure you say everything the right way, or you get a strike and you get banned and your YouTube channel gets shut down. It's just a ridiculous piece of garbage to play with. I hate it all. I don't know how you guys do it. And then you all love it. You're so good at it.
Oh, I've never once said that I love it. I like
How do you
being.
do it every day, man? I don't
I
want to
don't
do something
anymore.
I don't love.
I don't do it every day anymore right now.
Yeah, without Rob at StockPulse and that whole team, if I had to actually like produce my own content and edit it and put it out and market it and do social media and pay for the staff to do that all, I'd be out. There'd be
Well,
no
I mean,
way I'd
so
be doing it.
as with this channel being crypto based and the market us being in a traditional bear market, the searches for Bitcoin and cryptocurrency on Google are at an all-time low for the past 6 years. So views aren't up. So it does, and my channel is already shadow banned, so it doesn't really benefit me to put out videos 5 days a week. It doesn't, because I don't get the views on the videos that I'm putting out 3 days a week right now. So and I'm trying
It
to do
is
some
really
things to change
discouraging.
that.
I get like 20 views on my videos. Even if I had like UE on it, it gets like 20 views. So
Well, and that's
to
what,
me,
so
my
if you
YouTube is
notice
awesome and it's
at the
good.
very
It's 10
bottom,
minutes, but I don't enjoy it.
the
It's
very
not my
bottom of the
funnest part.
screen, when this little thing starts over here in a second, you'll see what it says, and it tells people, be sure you are subscribed to our channels. And notice the first channel name that you'll see. And then as that happens, I also have this up here, which will be linked down below. So
Thanks,
it
guys.
says,
Let's
make
see
sure
if
you're
you guys can
subscribed to our
smash
channel.
those likes and subscribes. We'll see what
So
happens.
go over to StockPulse and make sure you guys are subscribed, because there are some really good interviews on here that Patrick's been doing.
I really try not to put out garbage, honestly. Like, I don't want to put out something I'm not interested in. So that's why I don't do regular content, because I don't want to regurgitate what you guys are doing. Like, I have people that I listen to. They're right there on the show. They're my favorite people. I bring
Yeah, but a
them
lot
on to
of
bring
people are
them on.
sharing opinions, and you may have a differing opinion. You may have something to add to someone's opinion. So I
Right,
wouldn't
and when I
necessarily
do, I'll
diminish.
make a show, and my favorite part, though, would be my favorite part of life is understanding the Bitcoin cycles. I love Bitcoin. I love Bitcoin mining. I love everything to do with Bitcoin. It makes me happy. And I like Stock Pulse. I think these junior miners are fun. It's a great part of our market that we need to understand how it works. But the reality is I love Bitcoin. So when there's big news about, you know, ARK Investments doing an ETF, I want to be able to go live and share my opinions on that. But I can't do that because I don't have enough subscribers. So YouTube is just this crazy game of you can't really win at all. And it's not even for monetizing, right? I don't even care about the money because that's not what matters to me. I just want to know that my time is worth it when I put my time in to create these videos, that it helps someone. But if all I'm sharing it to is 200 people, I might as well just put it in my Telegram and keep my life simple.
Yeah, I mean, we'll talk more about this when I see you in person. I'll talk to you about some of my strategies and
Again,
stuff
I'm
that I'm going to be
excited
doing
to hear
moving
you
forward.
guys encourage us because it is quite a struggle to learn to get your content out there and even feeling like you're doing anything valuable. You know, this
Oh,
show
yeah.
has been awesome because it has allowed me to put something together where I know for sure everyone coming to this event, they're going to get more than their money's worth in value. They're not going to get the $80 worth of value. They're going to get so much more value. I brought so many great speakers here. There must be someone here that you are going to learn from.
Oh, hopefully he's going to pop back on.
Will be there, how many weapons loving kind of people will be there, how many freedom lovers will be there, how many silver people will be there. And if you're anything like me, I love my elders, right? Like, I love learning from them. The older people like David Morgan, who unfortunately won't be able to join us this year, but like, man, the OGs of this space, like him and G. Edward Griffin, we could learn from those guys, right? If we just shut up for a minute and listen.
100% agreed, man. So real quick before we wrap things up, because I wanted to keep this short and sweet and an update as to what's going on with the entire event. Let's go over the featured speakers, talk about the influencers, then we'll go over the agenda, and again remind people that you can get 10% off using Rice TV as your code, or you can use the link that's going to be in the video description and pinned comment. You can also buy your ticket to watch virtually. If you appear in person, everybody who buys a ticket and appears in person, and I know there's an option for this for Zoom, gets a free ounce of silver, correct, Mr. Hakim?
Yeah, the Zoom options are limited. I know that there's the Zoom options with the silver are limited. There's 15 left as I'm looking at it right now.
Okay. Okay. So take that in
Mainly
consideration,
because
ladies
we
and
only
gentlemen.
printed a limited edition, like amount of these silver coins. They're StockPulse edition coins for this event specifically, minted by Sunshine.
Nice, nice, nice. So all that information is going to be in the registration section. You guys can check out the website with the featured presenters and influencers. The only one that's not listed here is Ben Semchi, Bitcoin Ben, is going to be out there. So if you guys
I
want to
think there's going to
attend,
be a few more influencers actually that aren't there just because we didn't know they were coming until later in the event. But people like Alan Staple, right, from the Staple crew, he'll be there. So there's a lot of other influencers coming that we just didn't put on the website, nor did we get their permission to put them there. But we know they're coming. Some people like Bitcoin Ben just didn't really want to be on, didn't want to link, didn't want to advertise. He just wanted to come. And he told me flat out, all he wants to do is just come and support us. He's excited to be
nice.
there for me, Dylan, and Jeff, and just support us. So Ben's not coming to like be Bitcoin Ben. He's just coming to be Ben, our buddy.
Yeah, but he's going to be there, and people will probably
For
talk to
sure.
him. So
You're definitely going to talk to him for
I
sure.
wanted to mention this earlier. Like I was supposed to speak at the Woo Woo Con, and I was going to record a video, and I had so much shit happening between the end of last week. I wasn't able to record a video, and I had some personal stuff going on, which didn't allow for me to travel to Florida this past weekend for his event. But so I was glad to hear that he was going to be attending out in Vegas, so I would be able to see him regardless. But let's talk about what's happening on the first day, Friday, and kind of go through some of the highlights of the agenda, and then we'll wrap up today.
So Friday, registration opens at 3. You'll be able to come get your tickets, pick up your silver. At 4:30, we're going to start right around there, 4:30, and the drinks will start. You can get your beers and, sit down and get ready for the event. I'll do a kickoff around 4 o'clock. And then get ready to introduce what's going to be happening that day, run through an agenda for that night, which starts off with Elias Ahonen, who is the author of the book that we talked about, The Physical Bitcoin and Cryptocurrencies. And there will be, like I said, a StockPulse edition that we'll be releasing there as well. So that'll be pretty cool. Then
Sweet.
You got G. Edward Griffin, who's going to be dropping his knowledge. I told him, I have nothing that I need from you to prepare. I want you to tell me what you want me to hear. And I will listen to that and I will eat it up. And I said, don't worry about me. You do you. So I don't even know exactly what he'll be sharing with us that day, but I'm sure it will be fun. Then we're going to have the economic preppers, which my buddies Dylan and Jeff, Litecoin leader. They're going to be presenting a tool on how to onboard people with cryptocurrencies. So we're going to teach everyone how to open up a Bitcoin wallet, how to use a Ballet wallet, what is a private key, what are the elements of Bitcoin that keep you secure, go through, a quick session of intro to Bitcoin, really. And then you've got Ninja coming in, closing it out after we have Coin Trading Company talking to us about one of the best ways I like to use when I acquire my Bitcoin. So really, really great rates. You wire them money, and they send the Bitcoin. It's just pretty simple. And they're stateside, so I like them. And I'm really proud to partner with them. They're a big sponsor of our event. So love those guys. And then, of course, Ninja, going to do his jam. We're going to get to hear a lot from him and then have an influencer panel, which is going to have maybe even you as well. I might even just say, hey, if you want to, get up on there as well. But the reality is just having a few minutes or so that we can have knowledge shared by influencers to younger guys and just really share the experience of an influencer because it's so hard. And maybe even an opportunity where we just say, hey, guys, I'm going to let us have this event and maybe we all live stream and everyone starts like live share and subscribe. Maybe we add each other's groups. The idea is we need to do better for our community as influencers. It's hard and we need to support them and understand what it's like and some of the challenges they go through because I see it. It's not easy. So I wanted to give some time to understand like what that is and what we could do together to help each other and what differentiates, good content from someone you don't trust. And then again, there's going to be that night, which is the Silver Symposium kickoff party. So between 8 and 11 is just a time for us to get together and have a great time and meet each other. And a lot of us will all be there at that event as well. So then Saturday was the next day. We've got the Silver Rally Breakfast. It's a limited event space, so make sure to sign up for that if you haven't. And then there's the main hall. We've got a lot of speakers going on there. We've got time for the lobby to go on, but G-Ed is going to be speaking in the morning, and then Ninja will be following up after that. And then we have, I think, Jack. Yep, there it is, Jack. Nobody special. We've got a presentation from a couple of our sponsors, Eagle Plains and Discovery Silver and Cartier Resources. Moving forward, we got, again, G. Edward Griffin, a luncheon with him while we send him off. It is his, it's a special day for them that day. So we're just going to send them off for fun and let them head out and say thank you for your time and do a little luncheon. So if you haven't signed up for the luncheon, it's only $49 to have lunch with G. Edward Griffin, and there's only 100 spots. I don't even know if there are any spaces left, to be honest. So I'll have to look at that.
Okay, cool. Oh, you have Extra Von Nothaus going to be there?
Yep. I mean, Extra, of course, if you guys know who he is, he's one of the he's affiliated with LD2 token. So let's just put it that way.
Yeah, but it's his father. It's his father who,
yeah.
Nobody would really, I mean, no offense to Extra. I like Extra. He's been on my channel, but nobody would really pay attention to him if it wasn't for who his father is.
Yes. So he's going to be coming in.
His father is like the creator of the Liberty Dollar, the monetary architect of a physical piece of physical precious metals as an alternative currency to the U.S. dollar. He ultimately had counterfeiting charges, ended up getting a precedent changed from an old 1860s counterfeiting law that was in place, and it ultimately saved cryptocurrency. I re-released the interview recently with Bernard and put some clip footage from Extra to explain what had happened. But ultimately, there was an 1860s, somewhere around that, like Civil War time period law that they had, the U.S. government had created that dealt with counterfeiting. And the definition was anything that was created to compete against the U.S. dollar was considered to be counterfeit. And now in modern times, we know that that's not the way that we identify counterfeiting. We look at it as somebody trying to pass off like a fiat note as that's not legit as being legit. So a fake dollar, a fake $100 bill. And so he was able to get that old precedent changed, because had that not been changed, any of these cryptocurrencies, which were technically created as an alternative to the dollar, could have been faced with counterfeiting charges. I mean, if you go on Wikipedia and look up Bernard von Nothaus, they call him a domestic terror. They said he was domestic terrorism, counterfeiting. It's crazy, the whole story. But to me, it was a precursor to Satoshi, and also maybe a reason why Satoshi decided to stay anonymous.
What I can say about Extra is he definitely has a lot of information, and he's a huge supporter of both the physicals and the Bitcoin space.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward. I'm glad he's going to be there.
He gets the understanding of crypto commandment number 2, right? Crypto commandment number 1 in my world is the dollar is garbage. Crypto commandment number 2 is we choose the freedom mindset. So, the idea that money is supposed to be something that we're sovereign with, and we get control over what we do with our assets. So Extra is going to give us a little bit of his perspective as well on that panel between the role of silver and Bitcoin as an alternative currency. And then, of course, you guys know Simon, the UE. He's here like local to me from Astoria. I got to go on his show, and he came on ours just last week, and had a great time with him. Guanajuato Silver is going to be there. I really had a great time doing interviews with StockPulse. Got to learn some of the CEOs in the space and people like Rob Keynes, who is doing his own gold and silver bullion delivery as well now. You got Peruvian Metals, who's coming in. And obviously, he's really a great dude as well, Jeff over there. Then you've got the Royalty EMX Corp. We got Bob Coleman from Idaho Armored Vaults. You've got Joe Brown, who is going to be giving us a total slam dunk with the future of in history of money and what we think it's going to look like. A couple of other presentations from Kuya, Dolly Varden, and Black Wolf. And then we got the meet and greet that evening at 6 to 8:30 if you got that as well. So that's Saturday. Sunday, Ninja, Andy Sheckman, our bro. You guys know him from Miles Sheckman. Or Miles Franklin, Andy Sheckman. And then we've got Strike Point Gold. Again, just going through with the idea of teaching people about what it is with our precious resources. Why is it a scarce asset? What is really happening? And then having some discussions about the BRICS nations. That will be a lot of fun. We got a panel with Andy and Jack. That should be a lot of fun. And even with one of the guys that you guys all know, Jeff Pinnacle, right? So we'll be talking about all of that. But Jeff Pinnacle, as you guys know him, is actually coming out with his name. He's a coming out party. It'll be Jeff Pasquino. That is his official last name. We stopped using our fake names or our aliases because it just didn't really fit with who we
It was
were.
confusing for me anyways with social
Yeah.
media with the Pasquino and the Pinnacle thing and him trying to keep them
Yeah.
separated.
So the reality is like we got to simplify our lives and we have nothing to hide. So I'm Patrick Hakim. It's who I've always been. Divvy Daddy's a name my kids gave me, and I'll always be fond of that name. But the reality is like my name is Patrick Hakim. If you want to get a hold of me, that's who I am. But we're gonna be talking BRICS nations. We're gonna be going forward with Bill Holter. You guys know Bill Holter. Brian Armstrong is gonna give us a great topic as well when it comes
Brian
to a lot of.
Aspen.
I'm sorry, what? Oh, yeah, Brian Aspen, sorry.
Yeah, we don't have Brian Armstrong from
No,
Coinbase gonna
not
be
from
at the
Coinbase. Brian Aspen. He's in the news a lot. I was looking at Coinbase's base layer technology, and it just outtook Solana this morning. So that was pretty crazy news.
Interesting. Well, there's a lot going on for those 3 days, so I definitely encourage people, if you guys are going to be in the Vegas area or somewhat close and you want to come out and you haven't gotten your tickets, you guys can use my information is down below in the video description. I'll throw it up on the screen here real quick. Where is it at? There we go. I have so much stuff here that I'm working with on the back end. Also, I'll throw up here the graphic that Mr. Patrick had created as well. I am not doing a good job navigating today.
That's our marketing team, man. Like they're so good. We have such an amazing support team for StockPulse that I would never even do any of this without them. Honest to God, I just wouldn't. It would be too much work, and I would hate my life too much if I did everything you guys did. I just don't want to do it. I love talking Bitcoin, and that's what you'll get at SatPulse. But if you want, my opinion on everything every day, you're not going to get it. That's just not me. I don't want to do content that much. I just love talking about the things that are really relevant to me in my Bitcoin journey and how I make decisions using Bitcoin. And it's just, that's the way I jam. And I'm excited for this symposium. 2 days, I'm leaving.
I'll be there in 3 days, so I'm looking forward to it, man. You got any final thoughts you want to add before we wrap up today?
No, except for guys, thanks for supporting us and for supporting Chris. Like, share, subscribe, because it's hard work. Like, I have no idea why you guys keep doing it, and it's really hard work. So good job to you, Chris. Thanks for always being there for me and supporting me from the beginning. You've always been a good friend.
Man.
So thanks, bro. I appreciate you.
Likewise, man. I appreciate you inviting me out, and I'm definitely looking forward to being a part of the event. And the last thing is I'll encourage people to go check out your YouTube channel at SatPulse. This will be linked down below in the video description. Check out the interviews. You've got a lot of great content out there that I encourage people to take an opportunity and explore. So if you guys want that discount, if you're going to be there in person, use code RICETV. Otherwise, the link will be in the video description and the pinned comment. Otherwise, you guys can buy a ticket to see the event from home using the registration under the Zoom. And I believe what Patrick said is there's about 15 tickets left where you can get that physical silver if you want to do the Zoom package. So be sure to take advantage. Hopefully I'll see you out there. If you guys are going to be in Vegas, come up to me and let me know. Come say, hey, I'd like to talk to you. Maybe we can grab a drink and spend some time talking. I would look forward to be able to meet each and every one of you being out there, as well as everybody out who's going to be at the event. So we'll have links down below for everything we talked about on today's show. And before we wrap things up, I encourage you, as always, to be a blessing to others. Treat people how you want to be treated. Be the glitch that you want to see in this matrix. Be the change that you want to see in the world. And until next time, practice change.